comment, Arsenal may have a secret weapon in their pursuit of Brentford striker Ivan Toney. Arsenal star William Saliba may have helped convince Mikel Arteta that he needs to splash the cash and sign Brentford striker Ivan Toney in January. The Bees forward is suspended until January 17 after breaching the FA's betting rules, though has already returned to training ahead of his welcomed return. But whether his comeback will be with Brentford remains to be seen, as he is still one of the top strikers on the market and has openly discussed his willingness to compete at a higher level. Arsenal are one of the teams said to be interested in the 27-year-old, after repeated urges to land another striker to bolster Arteta's frontline. Chelsea have been tipped to rival Arsenal's interest, but Arteta may now be intent on landing Toney thanks to Saliba, having watched his star defender keep Erling Haaland quiet during their recent win over Manchester City. The Frenchman has become one of the most impressive defenders in the Premier League, but Toney is one of the few strikers that have got the better of Saliba, potentially leaving the lasting impression on Arteta that they must sign him in January. He scored the equaliser in Brentford's 1-1 draw at the Emirates in February, while his efforts in Brentford's league debut win over Arsenal in 2021 are still remembered fondly by the Bees faithful. Arteta himself has already highlighted how fond he is of Toney and the striker's game, lavishing praise on the England forward ahead of what could be a blockbuster January transfer. "I have seen a lot of their games. Toney stretches out his arms against any defender and he can hold the ball and make you feel like it's a physical challenge," Arteta said last year. "I will prepare my players and they have to be ready for the battles. They have to win the duels." Physically powerful is the right word for a lot of the signings we have made. You have to be equipped physically in this league. That does not mean only the physical contact. You have to be equipped in your head as well, because if you don't read the situation you are always late. It is a balance you need. The move already has the backing of Arsenal icon Ian Wright, who is excited about the prospect of Toney leading the line for the Gunners. "I think with Toney the links won't go away as it's blatantly obvious to see. That focal point, that player who scores, that takes you somewhere else," he told the Stick to Football podcast. "You can't question the endeavor of Eddie, Nketiah, or Gabriel Jesus, but you look back at the Tottenham game with the Jesus chance. For a player of that caliber to be in that position 1-0 up, those chances have to be buried. The margins are so small now you can't afford to be missing chances like that and not winning games. The work off the ball is fantastic for both players. The Toney links don't go away because for me that is the last piece of the jigsaw. Hell, do it if it can be done."